everyone. Welcome to the Market Update. I am your host, Larry McCain with the American Financial Network. Welcome again to another episode. Thank you again for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. It's good to be back on camera, good to be back in front of each and every one of you. Of course, we've had our hands full. This market has been unlike any other that we've seen in quite some time. Even when you consider 2008, that was a very tumultuous market. But what we've been experiencing since COVID has been just a market on steroids for the most part. We are seeing some changes. That's why I'm here, of course, to bring you some updates. And it's really good to see, especially as we head into the fall. Again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for your messages, text messages, emails, voicemails. I receive quite a few of them each and every day. I love it. You know, those of you who know me very well, you know I love helping people. I mean, I would literally give my shirt off my back to help someone if I could, especially if they were in need. And that comes from where how I lived and how I grew up. You know, we did not grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth. In fact, everything that we earned, we had to work very hard for. And there were times we didn't have much of anything. And so I learned at that time the value of being, for one, and taking care of your possessions and taking care of things. And I did learn that, you know, it does take a community to help raise everyone, to uplift everyone. I had folks in my community back in the day help me and tell me, hey, Larry, you can be anything you want in life. And here I am. I am a man of many different titles and just so grateful to be able to bring good information to each and every one of you. Thank you again for tuning in. I guess I'll first start with, talking about the weather. Did you guys survive that rainy storm we had here recently up here in Northern California? Simply amazing, astonishing. Every adjective you can add. They say it was like a 200-year storm in certain areas, 100-year in others. I know here in Elk Grove, we had close to 6 inches of rain in a 24-hour period. They said it broke a record that was recorded back to 1880. 1880, almost 300 years, just remarkable. You know, Elk Grove has some rich history. It used to be a stop of the Pony Express. So of course they've got some recorded history back into the 1800s. And if they said this has been the most rainiest day since then, yeah, I believe it, because I know at my house, we had a couple issues to deal with. And, you know, that's always a precursor for what's to come into the winter. So it gives you all an opportunity to go through and check your house, do some waterproofing. I know there was a lot of roof leaks, throughout the area, a lot of water intrusion. We had water intrusion in certain spots. Got to do some grading on the outside to fix that, but nothing major. If you guys ran into any issues at your home with leaking or problems, my information's on the screen. Give us a call. We've got great vendors. I got roofers, contractors that'll come out and help restore your home. Right now you have time. Of course, if we are so blessed to have a good winter season, I think they say La Nina is scheduled to visit us this season. That would be great. That means we're gonna have a very wet winter, and so it's time now to do those home projects that you put off in the summer when they weren't necessary. So give me a call, shoot me a message. We'll definitely connect you with some wonderful folks. Let them know we sent you, and they'll definitely take wonderful care of you. But yeah, great rain. The reservoirs definitely needed it. They were in the 30th percentile, many of them. Can't remember all the names as far as that comes to mind, but I do know, like for instance, Oroville, I think it went from like 38 or 40% up to 60 some percent. And other lakes naturally saw an increase as well. Folsom Lake as well. I think Folsom is up into the 60 percentile as well. They were in the 40s and now they're in the 60 percentile. And great snow up in the Sierra. And so when that snow starts to melt, additional water will, of course, make its way into those reservoirs and help to fill those reservoirs for us. So we'll have a great summer. We've had some challenging summers here, very, very hot summers. Whether or not you believe in climate change, the data shows that things are warmer. And so we need more precipitation. In fact, we need to find ways to just, probably not have as big of a carbon footprint that we have, because that's what is causing this warming. But we got to do all we can to preserve water. Again, here in Sacramento County, we are under water restrictions. And I really encourage each and every one of you to participate, knowingly participate. As I was taught in Sunday school, God watches over us. whether we're sleeping, whether we're awake, we used to sing songs about that. Your higher power, whoever you call God, whatever your higher power is, in private, naturally, is where we speak, to our source. And our source knows when, what we're doing when no one else is watching. And this is an opportunity to plant wonderful seed in your life. Life is truly an echo. What you plant comes back. And, what we've done is we've actually stopped watering our front lawn altogether. I just figured, you know what? We've been having too many of these types of just issues with the summer, lack of water. And I know the resource of drinking water is more important than watering my lawn. And so we've just cut it out altogether, and we're going to make a drought resistant yard at some point. And, it's not the optimum. I mean, I love a lush green lawn. But I realize that, I am a participant in this reality. I'm a participant here in this journey on earth. We're brothers and sisters together. And it's really my job to do what I can to help the other person without harming myself naturally. And if that means that my grass, is not green, or it's just dirt, or I change it, I mean, that's a small price to pay to make sure we have all fresh drinking water. And really what that means is I'm sowing seed for not only myself, but for my children, so that, God, the universe will reward them for the good deeds that I've done here. That's how I've lived my life, because, life in the beginning for me was not this way. And I'll continue to do that because I'm seeing all these promises just show up. And I encourage you because, we're all the same. No respect of person. The same thing that will happen for me and others will happen for you. We just have to be good stewards of all the resources that we have. So let's continue to do that. Yeah, it's great to get this precipitation. So happy about it. So let's pivot over and to talk about the market, of course, because everyone has questions about both the real estate market and, of course, the lending market. And as all of you know, or many of you know, I am also a part of my wife's team, the McCain team here in Elk Grove. They're a premier lender, also a source of information, coaching. I coach other agents on different teams. I love giving information. It's just something I love doing. I was talking to my children last night, and I mentioned to them that, hey, one thing in this reality that no one can take away from you is your education. And that to me was the biggest equalizer from where I began and where I'm at right now. And so that's why I love just communicating good, rich information to everyone freely to help you, help everyone. So let's talk about the market. First, we'll talk about the real estate market. We are seeing changes in the market. Are you seeing the changes as well? I've been talking about it for quite some time, actually, and it shouldn't be a mystery to those who've been following me. And a lot of you follow me, and so you're seeing it as well. Right about, I would say July, end of July, we start seeing a little bit of a shift. Actually, early July, we start seeing a shift. And then late July, you start seeing homes going to market for exorbitant amount of, list price, I should say. And then you start seeing 20,000, 30,000, even 100,000 drop in price as folks start to realize that there is a correction in place. Now, I don't know if this is a full-scale correction. Doesn't feel like it. What it feels like is a combination of a couple things. One, naturally, we're in the fall, heading into the winter. Things change naturally, of course, because upcoming is what we call our first winter or fall holiday, and that's Halloween. Even though it's not a traditional holiday per se, it is for families because kids celebrate it, schools celebrate it, Harvest Festival, Halloween Festival, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. Festival is celebrating character, is really what it's all about. And so just really coming in or projecting an image that you want to be or you like. And so that normally starts or initiates the slowness or the change of the cycle of the market. And then it kind of slows up more into Thanksgiving and then into Christmas and New Year's. And so that's one big piece. Number two, rates. And I'll talk more about that later. Interest rates are starting to move. I'll say it again. Interest rates are starting to move. I've been saying this for, I don't know, months, many, many months, telling folks, hey, by the time we get to Q3, traditional Q3, the fall months, we are going to start seeing rate increases because, number one, that is the way to stem off inflation. And as we know, inflation is on the rise. The counterbalance of low rates is high inflation. So, it's like the left hand, right hand. It's a balance in this reality. And so you can't have one without the other. That's why in trueness, it's great to have I don't want to say higher rates, but rates that are a little bit more robust to help the economy kind of move along, so it keeps inflation down and pricing down. And we're not there. Truly, we're not there. I mean, it's great to have 3% interest rates. It was great to do so many refinances at 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, whatever the rate it was. It was great to do a lot of those, but it's not sustaining. It just really isn't sustaining for the Treasury. It just really isn't. That was all part, of course, to help out during the COVID season, to get the economy stimulated, which it did, so that things wouldn't be worse than what they were when it started. But like anything, too much of any good thing is not good for you. Too much water is not good for you. You could actually you can imbalance, of course, your chemicals when you're drinking too much water. There's a medical term for it. My daughter, who's an RN, would tell me what it is. I'm not an RN, so I can't tell you, but I know a lot of you guys know that. And so too much sun is not good for you. And sun has, great healing properties. That's just the way it is. There is a natural balance. And so we've got to get back to a place where the rates are robust to help the economy. And, traditionally, as I said before, right around the winter holiday season is when the Fed drops in their quarter basis points, 8 basis points of interest rates increase to the lenders, and of course that's spread throughout. Well, we're not seeing that right now with the Fed per se, but what we are seeing is that lenders are pushing more for rates to move up because, of course, there's a natural stem to stem the inflation. So, folks, if you have been on the sideline, I think I've been saying this a lot. Get off the sideline, get into the game. Get into the game. This is your time. This is your time. There are great first-time homebuyer programs out there. We have tons. Teachers, policemen, firemen, specials, civil engineers, folks who are helping the community. We've got great programs for you if you're looking to buy a home. So give us a call. My information is there. We'd love to help you. There are many programs out there available. And even if you're not in an occupation, there's other first-time homebuyer programs and other programs available for you right now. So I'll say it this way. Last year, when the banks were refinancing everyone, they didn't have to give anything away. In fact, they put in a quarter basis point, adverse fee because they were trying to slow things down. That was the government. They took it back out, but they put it in. Today, we're not seeing that same volume. They want your business. And so because they want your business, they will earn it. They'll do things to make it happen. So give us a call. We'll help you. Rates are not going to stay this low. These are still historic lows. I can still recall when I was a teenager and my mother and my father, were looking to get a home. Interest rates quoted at that time was like 18%. But again, so you got this high interest rate. What were prices? These are homes in the Hayward Hills, Oakland Hills, 300,000, 400,000. Again, of course, because the interest rates are higher. So naturally, we've got 3% and lower interest rates. We're going to have high pricing on homes. So we've got to balance that out. It'll help the economy. It'll help the middle class. The middle class is getting squeezed right now. Not everybody works for tech. I used to work for tech. I understand how that works with when it comes to stocks and whatnot. I mean, I was on the cutting edge of that. And so not everyone is going to be able to participate in that. And so we need to make it fair for everyone. And so we've got to get things back to where it's healthy and robust for all. So definitely give me a call if you have any questions about rates. We'd love to help you. Again, going back to the market, what we forecast the market for this upcoming quarter and the next quarter is we're going to see more inventory show up on the market. We're seeing it now. In fact, I'm going to put some charts up which will show the inventory trends. We've been seeing the inventory trends trend upwards since the July timeframe, and we're seeing more and more. In fact, I'm working with my wife's team, and she's got a number of listings that we're helping her to get prepared, and the team is helping to get prepared. I know other agents that are doing the same. We're seeing quite a bit of it, and so it's great. It's a great time for the buyers. That's why I mentioned buyers, get ready. More inventory is going to show up, and the good news is that we're not in that multiple frenzy offer situation that we're in before. I mean, of course, if you have a fantastic home, homes that are great are going to be coveted, as they should. But just putting up a burned down shack or shanty and saying it's worth $850 is not going to fly. And so folks got to do a little bit more work. Agents got to do a little bit more marketing. They've got to do their homework. we're seeing a lot of new agents out there and just kind of throwing things out there. So now we'll start seeing folks have to work. And that's going to be good for you buyers. Things will balance out better, which is better for the economy, better for the community, better for everyone. So just stay patient. Stay patient. I encourage you, stay patient. We've seen this story before. Those of us who've been in the industry for a long time, we wish we can project, our memories onto a screen so you can see exactly what we've seen. Then you would rest assured and say, oh, you were all right. You were right all along. We tend to hear that after the fact, but we get it. It's a very emotional process. That's why we love walking it with you, helping you get through it. So get in the game, get pre-approved. The market is changing into your favor. No, I don't see it being a buyer's market. And no, I don't see a crash coming. I don't think anyone could truly predict precisely what's going to happen. I mean, like anything with the odds, one out of a million will get something, and then that person will crown themselves Nostradamus or something of that nature. But I mean, as we know, there's nothing that's perfect in this reality, except love. Love is perfect. But we do see that in terms of the crash, quote unquote, like in 2008, the same metrics aren't there. There were a lot of things that were done during that time that allowed the market to just run amok. It was the cowboy way of doing loans. I mean, you can get a loan. How much do you make? I make $50,000 a month. Great. Sign your name. There you go. I mean, that's just ludicrous. But that was the rule back then. They can just let it go and without much assets, without verifying much of the assets. Where today we've got to verify that, this is where you work, this is how much money you make. I mean, we're combing through the material. We're really spending time. Our team spends a lot of time going through the material. So we're not seeing those same situations. But we're just seeing a natural correction, continued correction. I don't even want to use the word correction because when people hear correction, they think it's a major, knee-jerk, correction. This is more just slight, just a nice turn that's happening, a few degrees here and there until we get to that arc, to that bend that we need to get to. So that's kind of what we're seeing. That's what I'm forecasting. Of course, 6 months, 8 months, a year down the line, geopolitically, things could change. But, that's not what is on the menu today. Just looking at the current tea leaves, just a natural, healthy change of the market. So if you have any questions about the market, or if you're looking at selling your home, need a market analysis, I have great agents that could help you no matter where you live, all over California. In fact, here let me say it this way. Now being at American Financial Network, I can lend in all 50 states. So no matter where you're at, no matter where you're watching here in the country, if you need an agent, if you want someone to speak to, or need some assistance, give us a call, message us. I'll connect you with a great person in that area. I love talking to folks, and I've sourced many different colleagues and resources in different states, of course, because we move folks to different places. And so I'm sure I have someone in your neck of the woods, or can find someone to help you. All right, thank you again for tuning in to The Market Update. I'm your host, Larry McCain with American Financial Network. As Halloween approaches, I want to wish you all a safe trick or treat, trunk or treat, whatever you want to call it, Harvest Day, Halloween. Get out there and enjoy yourself. Be like the kids, put on the mask, and just have some fun. We've been cooped up for so long. Just enjoy, once again, being out there, being a good neighbor, being a good person. And of course, as we make that pivot and turn to the season of Thanksgiving. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Take care.